What's good, guys? So, I conducted this interview with my friend Ozzy the Lion. Now, some of you will probably remember Ozzy is a very, very well known Tekken player from like the Tekken 6 days and some Tag 2. He hosted Lionz Den. For those of you that know Ozzy, is a very, very opinionated person. He's very controversial. And I said to Ozzy, you come on my channel, say whatever you want to say, as long as it doesn't get me demonetized, I won't edit it out. Normally I don't censor people. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I actually did have to censor Ozzy in this conversation. I've gone over it twice, and I've taken out things that I think might get my channel demonetized. But Ozzy has a lot of things to say, and they're the kind of things that I would have to put behind a paywall. But obviously, I don't have a paywall on my channel. I don't even do any of the members only footage. I don't even think they could go up on there. I'll probably get in trouble for some of the things he said. He said a lot of things in this. Ozzy's my brother. I see him like an older brother. That's why I said to him, say whatever you want to say. Probably not the best thing to say to somebody so outspoken, but he's very opinionated, but he's very full of love. So I wanted to give him this chance to speak his mind because he's like an old school Tekken player. He was heavily involved in the UK scene. He really did shape some of the culture in the UK scene. He's had run-ins with multiple players. He's built a lot of relationships. And he's got his opinions on some of the controversy we've seen recently on Twitter regarding Speedkicks and his views on, or his jokes, I should say, on Islam. He had comments to make about the situation with the Chinese Tekken player. He talks about his previous relationship with Harada because him and Harada actually had a relationship at one point. And he talks about Lionz Den. So there's a lot in here. There's a lot in here. Now, I went over it. I'll be honest with you guys. I have not censored someone before. Ozzy's a personality that is too hot for the internet. Like, there's no point in me getting my channel demonetized. So I have told him, listen, bro, there's certain things you said I can't put up. Now, I'm a little bit tired. So I did remove things. However, I might have missed a few things. I didn't miss any of the serious things that would have gotten me in trouble, but I might have missed a few things. So if you hear something in here and you're like, hey, what the fuck? You can message me and ask me. I'm not going to watch it back again. I've watched it twice already. If it offends you, I apologize. But, I tried to keep it as authentic to who Ozzy is as possible. But Ozzy's not one of those personalities that you can really contain to YouTube. So I hope you guys enjoy the interview. And I am off to play Sparking Zero now because I'm an hour late. So I'll catch you guys very soon. Take care. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. How are you? Are we recording? Are we live?
Yeah, we're not live, but we're recording.
Oh, that's beautiful. What's happening? Oh, bro, firstly, I want to say you're doing amazing, man. You're doing amazing. You got the realest YouTube channel out there.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Do you watch it?
No BS. How Ozzy likes it. Straight to the point.
I tried to not BS. I try. Before we start talking about Tekken, yeah, I actually want to get your opinion on this because this is turned into a somewhat ugly situation on Twitter.
Right.
So basically, you know who Speedkicks is, right?
Yeah, I met him.
What do you think of him?
As a person or as a player?
As a person.
Yeah, as a person, I met him at CEO. He was very quiet.
Yeah.
Like most of the Tekken players, very quiet. He was very respectful, to be honest, when I first met him. I had a couple of games with him, and he came across as a very, very strong introvert. So
okay,
that's when I met him. And when I went to CEO, when I was active in the scene, I wanted to bring him over.
Yeah.
Because he was a talent at that time. I don't know how he is now, but he was labeled some genius. But I don't think he's a genius. I think Arslan's more of a genius, but he was a prospect, put it that way.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bring him over, so he was respectful. I have to be honest.
So there's been some controversy on this. I thought you'd be perfect to speak about it. So basically, Speedkicks was in a Twitch chat, and he started making jokes about Islam and the Quran.
Oh.
So I'll read these out to you, so you can tell me, huh?
Talk about throwing a curveball, Mike.
I want to get your opinion on this because I have my views, but I thought it would be good to hear from you as well. So he said, his first comment was they spoke about panty shots in the Quran. Right? There's no context out right now. That's all that's been circled. It says they spoke about panty shots in the Quran. Someone said speed, what the fuck? And then he said resist temptation. They said a lot of stuff in the Quran or something like that. Somebody responded and said, the Prophet himself said, keep your dick in your pants. And then Speedkicks said he was not talking about Prophet, the Tekken player. And then he said fan service is halal, bro. Now, just hearing that, what are your first thoughts?
Look, Mike, you got to look at it like this. That's a very ignorant comment. Clearly, he's not read the Quran. But you got to see, Mike, he spends his life all day probably playing video games, playing Tekken. What that does, it takes away your ability to meet other people. Say for you, example, yeah? We don't just play Tekken. I know you on a deeper level. We train together. We go dinner together. We do activities together, right? That way we extract information about each other's lives and background, right? So for him to say that, what is this on Twitch or?
Yeah, in a Twitch chat. I believe it was in a Tekken player's Twitch chat called Tone, is what I heard.
You see, here's the thing. When it comes to faith, I respect all faiths. You know how I am. I respect everyone's journey. You could be an atheist. Hey, you know what? That's your journey. That's what you believe in. I think, bro, he's a kid. So
is he still a kid?
He's very ignorant. How old is he now? I don't know.
I don't know how old he is either, because I know he was a kid when he came into the scene. I
still think I'm at that age, but he must be at least 30. He gotta be at least 30.
He's older now. He's definitely older now. Doesn't say on his profile, but I know he was young when he came into the scene. But he's I don't think he's young anymore.
He can't be young anymore. Well, look, here's how I see it, right? With what's going on in the world, you can't be that oblivious. There's a spiritual awakening going on, right? So if we extrapolate that, Speedkicks' his real name, I remember he added me. It was Stefan Stafford or something, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
If he studies Islam, he will realize that, okay, firstly, the African American, your name Stafford, that's a slave name. So your ancestors, you're African. So that name can't be yours. So in Islam, the Prophet, peace be upon him, he freed Bilal, who was a slave, a black man. So if he understands that, and if he studies Malcolm X, he will come to the realization of what he's been taught. Everything he's been taught has been a lie. And when he finds out who runs the world, this is a good thing. I don't think people should demonize him. I think, look, give Tekken a break and try to grow as a person. Learn about other faiths, man. I study Christianity. I study Buddhism. I like to do these things because, for example, if we have a life review when we die, we're all going to die, right? Everyone who's watching this, I hate to say it, we're going to die one day. So if you have a life review and all your life review was being in front of Twitch, playing Tekken with people who just typing away, there's no connection, man. There's no connection. There's no real connection. So if that's going to be your life review, and you're going to think, wow, got to be more to life than that. So that's how I see it, man. So I don't think he should be demonized.
A lot of the Muslim players, from what I could see, Gosane, Spaghetti Rep, Wagboy, they were all commenting on it.
Muslim players.
Why'd you do the hand signs?
Give the names. Let me hear the names of these so-called Muslim players.
The first one, the first person that tweeted about this, that it blew up and it's got like 200,000 views now, is Gosane. And I'll tell you what he said. He said, Islamophobia has become so normalized to the point where people are comfortable enough to post these comments publicly. There have been numerous conversations about this topic in the FGC. This should not be tolerated under any circumstances. Speedkicks, I'm very disappointed. So that's the first thing he said, right? This is part of a long conversation.
And I'm assuming he put his screenshots up and all that.
He put the screenshots up. Speedkicks replied to it. Gosane basically kept on reiterating that this is not okay. Big Bird commented on it. Big Bird said, "Hey bro, I don't think you're Islamophobic."
He's a Street Fighter player, right?
Street Fighter player, yeah.
Street Fighter player, yeah.
He said, "Hey bro, I don't think you're Islamophobic. However, it is crossing a very big boundary when it comes to joking about Islam and especially the Quran. We as Muslims don't really joke about anything Islam related. However, someone as big of a platform as you is going to enable and normalize this kind of behavior. I know you don't have ill intentions, but we don't tolerate these kinds of jokes and see it as very offensive.
All right, so Mike, let me freeze you there for a minute. Firstly, right, if you are someone of, say, a Michael Jordan, right? Do you think a Michael Jordan would deal with this matter if he had someone in his teammate? Would he go publicly, like, and shame him publicly, or would you want to do it internally? For example, if you done it, I'm just saying, example, yeah, hypothetical. I would call you up and I would talk to you. If there's love in your heart as a Muslim, if you genuinely want that person to say, hey, you know what, brother, I think you got it wrong here. Can we talk about it? You know, because these guys are all together. They all have one clique. So I wouldn't, bro. There's so much dirt I have on the UK FGC players. So much. You know that. We speak about it. But what else in Islam is haram is to backbite, right?
What's that?
Talking behind someone's back.
Okay.
And this is what they're doing. So Islamically, on an Islamic perspective, it's wrong. And these guys go saying spaghetti rib. Look, they're younger to me, and I've got to show them love. But they're no scholars. And in Islam, it says what you want for yourself is what you want for your brother. Now, I know Spaghetti Rip has done me wrong, but I have not publicly tried to tear him down because I'm like, God will deal with you. You know what I'm saying? So you can't. These guys can't criticize them. They're not. Bro, they're the biggest snakes. Hassan Spaghetti Rip is a snake. You don't get you withered your way up like he blocked this kid, Sensei Salam, from a commentary thing, and I'm thinking, brother, like you blocked me from going Pakistan, no problem. They were like, you know what, Ozzy, he's intimidated. He's saying you got problems with now. I said, you know what, I enjoyed myself in the FGC. I done something amazing where I done my own event, Mike. Look at this, right? They have to snake their way. They have to envy their way. They have to be jealous and be backbiting and snake their way to the top, right? Me, when you're truly with God, when you're truly with Allah, the universe, Allah gives you the power to do your own thing. Name me one of them who've actually done their own event. It's nearly 10 years since Lionz Den. Have they got the balls to do what I did? They haven't. All they wanted is, you got to see, they're talking about Islam, but everything's ego. Ego is not Islam. To constantly be seen in front of commentary, constantly looking at your phone, seeing what these people on Twitch think of you. No, brother, this is not Islam. So if Islamically, these guys are hypocrites. I'll tell you that straight. So I would not publicly shame. I would not. How could you, man? Bro, the Prophet would not do that. Jesus would not do that.
Let me ask you then, because I have my opinion on this. I'll tell you what I think in a little bit. But because Speedkicks put that in a public domain, like if we were speaking privately and I said something you didn't like, privately we can discuss it. But if you say something on Twitch, do you think it's a bit different because everybody can see it, or do you still think you should pull him aside?
I would still pull him aside because look, you know, Mike, I'm not a digital gangster. That's not who I am, man. If we got a problem, like for example, me and Jay, you know, I don't dislike the guy. We had issues in the past. We dealt with it face to face. We spoke about it. I'm not the type of guy. You got to understand, Twitter is their realm. It's become so normalized. Like it's you know what Twitter is? It's a competition on who can dunk on each other.
Is that what you think they're doing?
That's what they're doing. It's just to put the guy down. Why put him down? Instead, call him up, say let's talk about it, and try to educate him. You know, try to educate him. That like I wouldn't do that because you know what? He wasn't a bad kid to me. He's a bit dumb. Where I remember he tweeted me. I've had my issues with the UK FGC because it's clicky. Everyone's in a clique. Aussie was never about that. I love everyone. You know me. Lionz Den was for everyone. But it's all clicky. Oh, he's part of this crew. Like, for example, it was called CKT or NBA Manchester. Bro, I love everyone. I'm not part of no gang or whatever. I love everyone. So that's what I didn't like about the UK FGC, and he tried saying, I remember he tweeted me, he was like, yeah, maybe Aussie, you're part of the problem. And I'm like, brother, you don't know what you're talking about. You're sitting in America trying to tell me I'm the one here who's so active, putting my own money into these events, flying these players over.
Yeah.
And I didn't get support from Namco. And you're trying to tell me, so what you want me to do? Be a yes man, be a nerd like you, like most of these nerds. But this is how these nerds operate.
Yeah.
And you see what I'm saying? If I show up in person, they could talk crap about me online, but if I show up in person, it's a different story. They never do that. You know? I'll be like, you said this about me. I'm like, no, I didn't. Like, what am I supposed to do? Just like, that would drive you crazy. So I just separate myself from that. Yeah. Michael, you know when I came into the scene, how they were writing essays about me.
Yeah, I do want to talk about that, but before we talk about that, Speedkicks put out a tweet saying that you should have like approached me and spoken to me about it. Basically what you were saying. Somebody else. So basically, the conversation moved. Do you want me to read what Rip said, or it's basically along the same lines as what the other people have said, that Islamophobia is not okay or whatever? In your opinion, do you think what Speedkicks did would be classed as Islamophobia, or do you just think it's a bit insensitive?
I just think it's ignorance. He doesn't know. When you hear about something, for example, I used to hear certain people were like this, right? From your elders, you hear certain people like this. When I met these kind of people, when I was in school, I'm like, they're not like this. Just because your experience of that person, you're trying to paint the whole race like that. Now, the word Muslim, people throw that word Muslim. Man, I've had issues with people in the mosque, right? Being rude to kids. I said, brother, how are you rude to a child in a mosque? And you trying to get closer to Allah? Is that how someone righteous would behave? So some mosques don't even let homeless people in. So I have issues with some mosques. So I'm not perfect. You know my history. I was wild in my 20s. You know that, Mike. I was wild. So, but I always tried to stay righteous. So with this situation, but this is FGC though. This is the world we live in. Everything you see him shaming him like that, right? Who's got more clout? Speedkicks. Yeah, he's got more clout. So that Gosen kid doing that, he's trying to get clout. And there's no why do that? He plays law. Bruce Lee, would he do that? You got to think. Would he? You say you're a Muslim. The Prophet, peace be upon him, he would have done it another way. He would have done it with love. And that's what you got to do. Say, what's up, brother? Even if you can't get through to him, try again. What's up, brother?
Yeah, because
like I said, Mike,
go on.
There's a saying, what you want for yourself is what you want for your brother. That's what a Muslim is. These guys didn't want that for me. If I come back, you think they're going to be like, Ozzy, what's happening? Bro, they're happy I'm gone because I was a threat. And Mike, I could come back and take over easy. It doesn't do anything for me. So these guys that are so-called trying to be scholars, don't listen to these guys.
Yeah, I mean, I want to get your opinion on this because I'm not saying it's these guys, but there's a lot of people commenting underneath this, yeah. And some people I'm aware of. I'm not gonna drag them. I don't want to drag people for jokes and whatever. But
right.
Would you say that it's so they're saying basically joking about Islam is off the table? But some of the people that claim to be Muslim that are commenting under this, so some of the people that have sent it over to me, I've heard them make jokes about Christians. I've heard them make jokes about women, in particular areas that are very sensitive to women. And so, is there a notion that faith sits above all, or I'm of the opinion that if you don't want someone to joke about something that's close to you, you shouldn't be making jokes. Point blank, period, because everybody finds something sensitive, so you're gonna offend somebody.
You're gonna offend someone sooner or later.
So for me, in our group chats, we'll make jokes at each other, right? And it's all love, there's no beef. But I wouldn't say them in public. But if you turned around to me and you said you can't joke about this particular thing, I'd say to you, okay, well if I can't joke about this, you can't joke about this. You can't then turn around to me and say, no, my thing is more important than yours. So I'm not saying it's not Rip or Go saying, because I never saw them saying this, but people in general seem to think that it's okay for them to tell you to be quiet about something, but not do not extend the same olive branch to something that you find sensitive. What do you think about that? Do you think Islam and Christianity and all that sit above all of these other things, or do you think it should all be the same?
I think it should all be the same. I think here's the thing: when you put something on the internet, it doesn't belong to you anymore. So the fact that Speedkicks said that, there's going to be a backlash. For whatever you do, there's going to be a backlash. You know that. But here's what I will say: before you throw stones at glass windows, look at yourself. Honestly, look at yourself and say, you know what? Was that? Did I say that from a place of love? Did I try to tear that guy down? Try sleep on it? If it affects you so much, firstly, are these guys warriors? Like in Islam, you've been taught to be a warrior, but you're holding a pad. Like, how many of these guys would actually fight? You play a fighting game, but can you fight?
Mm.
You know, tell me that. How about that? Tell me that. Can you actually fight? But you want to tear someone down, right? And now that guy, what's his name? Steven Stratford, Speedkicks.
Is his name
You know,
Stratford?
Steven. I think
You actually remembered it is as well, Stafford.
no. See, yeah, bro, I met the kid. He was a little youth when I met him.
Mm.
I was like, come here, man, what's happening? I showed him mad love. Because, bro, no one was with him, and I think he made top 8. And I just gave him encouragement. I said, you know, you got the talent. This is what you're obsessed about. But, see, this is the game now. The FGC is a bit like boxing. It's like the Wild West. And they all want fame. You know, that's ego, man. The Aussie done it all. Bro, what does it matter? I'm gonna hit the same grave as you. Like, just bro, for some reason, these numbers and these likes and these clicks, they drive them crazy. So I don't even think it's from a point of love where you're trying to educate the brother. It's a point of you're trying to tear him down. Speak to him on a level, show him love, and you know what? He might come to an awakening and think, and the people he's around, he might say to them, you guys got it all wrong. But if you come to him with anger and rage, he's going to just reinforce his thoughts that he's been brainwashed with. So
Yeah.
that's how I see it. And I like coming to your point, I don't think you should mock any faith, but that's me.
Yeah.
But a younger me was different. So this comes with wisdom and age and time.
But what about mocking things that are not related to faith? Like mocking things to do with women or to do with a particular race? If you don't think that it's okay to mock your religion, which I'm not saying it is, but if you don't think that, do you think you should extend that to everything in life? And in that case, you can't really make jokes at anyone.
So you got to put that in context when you mean mock women or mock race. It's a bit more deeper. So it depends what context, because women mock men all the time.
Mm.
I've gone bold now. Women mock me. Oh, you've gone bold, this and that. But Will Smith's wife, Chris Rock, made a joke about that. He got a slap about it. So it's like, you know, I don't care. My feelings were removed surgically as a kid by my dad. So you can say whatever you want about me. I don't care. You know, that's why I am who I am, because you know, you said something so beautiful in the gym. And I swear I'll never forget this. And it was a gem. And you guys watching this, honestly, I love Michael so much. He drops gems, and he said something so beautiful. He said, you know what? When you care what someone else thinks, that's a mental health issue. And I was like, Mike, you just get it.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you said that. I don't know what we were talking about. And I was like, you're so concerned about what someone else thinks. And in another 100 years, we're going to be dead. Someone else is going to be living in our yard. And you're so concerned. Like, why not just play a video game, have fun? All right, man, good. You're a good player. Cool. All the best. But here's the thing. Just because you're good at Tekken, now this is my experience, doesn't mean you're a good person. I've met some of the biggest scumbags in the FGC, but I've also met some of the nicest people in the FGC, like yourself, right? So it's like, I feel the more you give to a video game, you're losing out something in life, whether it be romance, whether it be money, whether it be you reading a book. You've actually given your time. You lose your health. You got, bro, if you're playing Tekken all day, you just got to be there with a fat stomach and your feelings hurt because someone's going to be lagging.
Especially with this netcode.
So, yeah, man. So, look.
Is that why you stepped away from the FGC?
Oh man, hey, you went there up, bro.
Hey, you speak openly, bro. I said
That's a
whatever
good
you
gateway.
want
That's a good gateway. That's a good.
whatever you want to say, or you're free reign. I don't censor anyone.
Oh man, Mike, look. Most of the people now watching probably won't even remember like who I was or what I did. But man, I
No,
stepped
people
away.
remember you.
I think what I see. Sometimes I get tagged in Lionz Den comments from Koreans,
Yeah.
and I'm like, it's like Sodam and whatnot. And look, I stepped away because when we done that third event, we lost close to £30,000, and I was with we done that with my business partner, with my cousin. And at that time, Tekken wasn't that popular. Remember, no one loves Tekken more than me in UK. Tell me who would spend that kind of money on doing an event at a game that wasn't popular, man. Tekken
Is
Tag
is
2 wasn't popular
is that the one we did at the hotel?
at the hotel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You were there. You part of the family. So you saw how much hard work that went into it. And the fact that Namco, and this is the truth, Allah strike me down. They did not even reply to my email, but when they needed me to host this event or do this video, I was there. But I just said, you know what? People think Namco sponsored me. They didn't. They gave me a cabinet. They will give me an arcade stick. But the overheads are crazy, right? So after that, when I didn't get that support, and when I found out uh, Edwin Chua, right, this scumbag, he's friends with Justin from Birmingham, who run. Now I got no problem with Justin, very lovely guy. He's invited me to Birmingham several times, Mike, several times, and really I should have gone, but they gave him that support, right? I knew they were going to do, and I was like, I can't keep financially taking this hit. I don't play video games like that. So it's like, from a business perspective, my event was different. I like to entertain. I like to have fun, bro. Most of these events that go on, I watch a final. Most of the commentators annoy me, so I watch it on mute, and that's it. What else is there? It's the same old thing. And I said to myself, and I spoke to my cousin. He goes, "Oz, when you go out there, I want you to be yourself." I said, "Man, I'm gonna be myself." Well, that's the hardest thing to do in this life, Mike. Huh?
Mm.
Where, like I said, someone will shut you down for saying this, but to honestly, my spirit always remained strong. And I said, I'm gonna be myself. I'm not gonna conform. And people can turn around in hindsight and say, you know what, Ozzy, you killed Lionz Den, or if you were just a bit more, if you played the game a bit more, fake it till you make it. But one day I'm gonna be dead. So I can't look at my creator and say, you know what, I faked it. I want to look back and say, I was truly myself. And hopefully people saw that and it gave them the confidence to say, you know what, I can be myself too. And I can do my own event because I don't want fans. I want you guys to do your own thing. That was the whole point. A guy from the hood, you know where I live, Mike. A
Mm.
guy from the hood that went and done something amazing. So it was to inspire people, man. You can do this. You can do this. So that was my message that came across. Like, just we're gonna have one shot in this life. And look, everyone came, man. We had Main Man. Bro, I ain't seen Main Man at no other event.
I remember meeting Main Man though.
Who did we have, bro? We had everyone come. JDCR, he was the man at that time.
Mm.
But we had bro, I threw you on the mic. You,
Yeah.
Diz.
We didn't know what we
Come
were
on, man.
doing. How old was I? I was like, what was I, like 17, 18 years old? It was ages ago.
But look, here's the thing. Imagine try doing that now. Now it's all about, oh, this guy knows this person. He's got this many followers. No, man. Just
Mm.
give people a shot. And this is why I'm disappointed in Hassan. That when I found out he blocked that kid, and I think another kid, Dark Sonic, and I'm like,
Who's Hassan?
Hassan Spaghetti Rib.
Oh,
His
okay.
name's Hassan. And I was like, Hassan, why? In my head, I'm like, why? I gave you a shot. Man, so you go, that's the thing. They haven't got the balls to do their own thing. It takes balls to do what I did. Who do you know that's done what I've done? Mike, done it in a ring.
Mm.
Think who? Like, I'm waiting. I want to see that myself. I'm waiting, but you rather go to Red Bull Gaming Sphere so you don't have to pay a fee for the venue. But it's Red Bull don't care. Red Bull's selling you poison. So you're selling yourself. You say you're a Muslim, but how are you selling yourself to poison? Yeah. You're poisoning, bro. You think Red Bull gives a damn about FGC? They've got infinite money. All it is to them is marketing. So, to get more people docile, drink that Red Bull, get on a fake high, you know. It's and you go in there and I could never support that.
So I want to ask you, like, I remember you made a video and Harada was in it. So like, there was a relationship with Namco at one point. What happened for them to not want to support you?
So, and this was a mistake from me where, again, I was young, and this is why I think what these guys are doing. That's why I asked what is their age. I went on Facebook. At that time, it was Facebook. But this is how long ago. It was called Cause Tekken Academy, and I wrote, "Look, I can't do another event. Namco just don't reply to my." I said the truth. When I look back, Namco just not replying to my emails.
Yeah.
And you know what? Let's have dialogue. Let's talk about it. If you think I'm too crazy and wild, fine. But you know, that's my creativity. Yeah. That's where the madness comes. That's where you know when people are paying money, you don't know what to expect. But if you go to an event, you know what to expect. Same old Tekken gameplay, that's boring. So I put that on Facebook, and Harada DM'd me, and he goes, "Look, people, my senior, don't like what you said." I said, "Look, I'll take it down." And Michael Murray, this guy, he's a bit snaky, man. I think he's very weird as well. And I was like, "Mike, you're replying to me now." Like it took me to put that up there for you to reply to me. So, like, I don't know, man. I don't know what, like, that really. When I said that, they were like, "Look, it's very difficult." Harada goes, "My hands are tied." So I'm sure Harada wanted to help me, but Harada is not the main man. Maybe he is now, but there's people above him, like the president, the prime minister, just the face, and that's what Harada is. So he gets a lot of heat. And there's people at the back that call the shots.
So have you seen what's been going on with Twitter? Because Tekken 8 has been like under fire recently, and everyone's been pointing the finger at Harada. And even I said to her, I put out a video saying, "Stop tweeting if you can't do anything," because he keeps on putting tweets up and then taking them down, and putting them up and then taking them down. And people are under the impression that he's being told to be quiet instead of talking to the public. Do you think that's happening, or do you think he's just very erratic with his Twitter?
100%. Look, English is not his native lingua franca, right? So he's being told what to say. He is literally like, when you go to McDonald's, you say the burger's too hard. Can I speak to the manager? Harada's the manager, but he's not the chain. People at top, they say, "Hey, we pay you this much money." You know, they send him on flights, this and that, but he's the fall guy. And I think Michael Murray at that time was like his translator. You know, he was like his I want to say he was like his bitch. Or rather say he's ordering me a pizza. Like, yeah, what toppings? You know? And then this is what they did. He worked his way in. Good for you. Good for you. But Harada, when my experience with him, he was so nice to me, man. He was so kind to me. And this is the thing with Twitter profiles, you can think, you know, how someone behaves on the internet, you think that's how they are in real life. Oh, Harada was love, man. Harada showed me a lot of love. And, you know, I sent him a message saying, "Congratulations on your new game." And, you know, it's a different time we live in now.
So do you think it was because he was told to be quiet and not communicate with you?
Yeah. He was told. Same with Michael. And a guy at UK Namco called Lee Curtin at that time, I don't know if he works there. There were people previously at Namco who helped me. Lovely people, amazing people. But the people that coming in, they kind of knew they couldn't manipulate me. And what do they do in the Tekken world? In the real world, you need balls to tell someone what to do. They try to tell me what to do in a certain way to tone me, basically to nerf me as a person.
Yeah.
Well, bro, what what are you on about? Like, oh yeah, no. I said, this is my event. This is what I like to do. So they were like, I wish them all the best. I'll be honest with you. Like, but I have to be honest. I was bitter for a very long time.
Yeah.
Imagine, Michael, yeah, for 10 years of my life, that's what I was doing, and none of these guys checked up on me who I helped, apart from you and a couple of others who know who you are. None of them checked up on me, and that's why I will love you forever. You call me whenever. I'm always there for you. And like friendship, true friendship. But in there, it's on in the FGC. We already spoke about this. It's about what you can provide, and then I could be that kind of friend to you. So when Ozzy was popping, oh, we love you, Ozzy. Yeah, Ozzy. All of them. As soon as I stopped, not one, and I swear I mean it. I could count on my finger, and it was from people I didn't expect. People I didn't expect. And you're very dear to me, but it's from people I didn't expect that reached out to me, and I'm like, yo, I didn't know that this event meant so much for you, because who's got $2,000 to go Evo? The average kid hasn't. So I said, I'll make that happen over here. I'll fly over these players, JDCR, whoever, right? At a loss, huge loss. It's okay. I ain't taking a penny to my grave. But like, all right, if you dislike me as a person, look at what I've done. Look at my pack. Look how many people I brought in. Look, the people you see now, they started with me. They don't want to know me because they're too scared. But these people are not real. You're not real people. If you got into an altercation, these people won't do anything. They'll just stand there and be like, "Oh, I'm lagging." They're plus on black. I'm -10. You're not real. All you care about is being seen on Twitch and trying to up your followers. How's that real? It's not real, man. So that's why I see the mirage. It's an illusion, and this world is an illusion.
Is that why? So is that part of the reason why, or is that the main reason why you won't come back to the FGC? Like you're completely done with it?
Hey, you know what? You never know, Mike. I always teased you about coming back.
You were gonna do Lionz Den 4 before COVID hit, weren't you?
See, look, here's the thing. I spent $2,000 deposit on that venue, right? And COVID hit. I went back and forth with them, went to court. I said, look, I want my money back, this and that. I lost money there. I remember I called you. I showed you the venue, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
That was going to be my last event to say bye for now. But hey, you never say never, I might just wake up one day and be like, Mike, let's jump on the rodeo one more time, baby.
Yeah, you should do it, man. Lionz Den was really good.
But if I was to do it, it would be to put on people who've not had a chance. Because I know what it feels like for people to brush you away, or people to say you're not good enough. I know what it feels like. It's bully tactics. This online Twitter stuff is bully tactics, right? Gatekeeping. It's horrendous. So if I was to I'll put you on commentary. You think any of these guys are going to give you a shot?
I don't think. I mean, I'll do it for you. I'll go on commentary for you, but I don't think I'm the commentating type.
Yeah, but do you think they will give you a shot? No, because it's who you're fake mates with. How many fake mates are? They're all in a clique. They all do the same thing. It's all fake mates, man. I can't do fake mates. When you get to my age, you haven't got time for nonsense.
So are you saying then there's a chance then you can come back and do it?
Always, baby. Ozzy's not retired yet.
Are you still playing Tekken?
Yo, I still play Tekken here and there.
What do you think of Tekken 8?
I think of Tekken 8. What a good question, Mike. Now, I was speaking to, there's a law player who I really love. His name's Dritan Rama. And I saw his talent in Tekken 6. And I said, you're going to light up the Tekken world. You need to enter. Like, when someone's got it, right? And he shined on the world stage, but I've never met him. And we talk back and forth, and he's like, he doesn't like the game. And I said, you know what? Antonio is a personal friend of ours, yeah? I persuaded him to buy Tekken, right?
Why did you do that to him? You can't even play Street Fighter properly.
we have that banter, right? And he was like, oh, it doesn't feel like Tekken. And I was like, if you look at Tekken, right, it's always been groundbreaking. Tekken 2, you can sidestep? No, Tekken 3, you could sidestep, right? Groundbreaking. Tekken 4, wow, phenomenal. If you don't look at it as a pugilist point of view, don't look at it from that angle where Jin is broken. Look at it aesthetically. What they done in that game, Mike? Crazy. The stages.
I think people appreciate Tekken 4 more now, like when we look back on it, what they tried to do.
If you look at Tekken, right, it's just the Tekken 5, it's just a point added every time. It's just stages, right? It's linear and it's more characters, a couple of more. I think to myself, it took you 7 years to make a game, and Law's only got a few new moves. Like, if I'm paying, was it 70, 80 quid? I play Lei Wulong. You're not going to put him in there? You want more money? So, looking at it from a gameplay perspective, it's something they've stolen from Street Fighter, which is the meter, right? So, I think the meter, you should earn it. The fact that you can pop it straight away and gives you a huge advantage on who uses it. And I don't know what to make of the game. Aesthetically, it looks phenomenal, right? Graphics. I think this is the closest iteration to Bruce Lee. Looks phenomenal. Like, just looking at it. But gameplay wise, too much going on. And Tekken was Tekken was the ultimate form of psychological warfare. You know, you're trying to figure out what he's trying to do, this and that. So for me, I lost interest in Tekken for Tekken 7, and a lot of people like Tekken 7. But when you're putting Akuma in there, all these bullshit characters, Tasty Steve, he's a shill. I met him as well, but he's the biggest shill. It's like they have to put a token African American guy in there with no balls. They can release a turd and polish the turd. He was like, "Oh my gosh, man! Oh my Namco, man!" Bro, you know who was real? Aris. And let's give an example now, yeah? Aris ain't outspoken like me. I say it how it is. But Aris, I remember they released Noctis, and they go, "What do you think?" And he looked, I don't know who he looked at. He was like, yeah, he's a bullshit character. And after that, I ain't seen Aris on commentary, bruv.
Yeah, I haven't seen Aris do anything. I think he stepped away from Tekken. They said it just wasn't that interesting anymore.
So, like, when I see this guy, Steve, or Spaghetti Rib, I just put my TV on mute. Because you're not real. Why don't you say what you feel? You're selling your soul. Don't it hurt? How can everything Namco release be amazing, Mike? Tell me. Either maybe that's me, or maybe that's us. But how? I find that mind-boggling.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Tekken 8. I've given it a fair chance. I still like it because it's Tekken, but it feels off. The heat mechanic is not. I've played it enough now to be like, this is not a good mechanic. It needs to go.
But I went online the other day and I see you're a Tekken god now, so that's no joke.
Get in there. I was one win away from Tekken God Supreme and I lost, and I can't bother to go back on it now.
So look, I got to Tekken God Supreme and I thought to myself, am I now enough? Would now the Tekken world accept me?
I don't think it means as much in Tekken 8 anymore, to be honest.
If rank mattered, it would. Imagine it mattered and it translated to the real world. You got to Tekken God Supreme or Tekken God of Destruction, and chicks are waiting for you outside. Oh my gosh, that's God of Destruction right there! Oh, take me on a date, man. Look how I see it. Look, the esports thing. You see Arslan getting his ass whooped as well.
Yeah.
Though he's the greatest Tekken player of all time, bruv. There's no denying it, but it's
a new
it's
game.
like roulette. It feels like roulette a bit.
Yeah.
A little. I have to be honest. I've outplayed someone and he's won, and I'm thinking to myself, you question your psyche. You think, man, am I washed?
But I remember, like, you sent me the clip just now of you and what's his name again? Asim, yeah.
Asim.
Asim, the
Yeah,
Pakistani player. Years before Pakistan was on the map, he basically
yeah.
said that if any American goes to Pakistan, they'll never win a tournament again. And I remember that clip because at the time, people were like, what is he talking about? No one knew that Pakistan had a big scene. Even I listened to it and I was like, what is he on about? And now it turns out Pakistanis are the best players in the world.
That UK has definitely never seen before. I want to bring the best here. I asked your opinion. I said, what do you think of the American players? You said,
they are okay, man. Just okay. Yeah,
okay?
Yeah, but they're not the best.
They're not the best.
Yeah.
Well, to quote you, you said they're low tier. Yeah. They're not on Pakistan's level.
No, not at all. If they go to Pakistan, they're never gonna win any tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if Koreans goes there, they're gonna win tournament hardly.
Hardly.
Yeah.
So the Koreans won't even
Pakistan
win.
is not like that.
Would you say that Americans are free?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
They unfortunately they are the best players in the world. And I was having this chat with Antonio, and I was like, look, only 2 guys went to Evo. How many Koreans go? Just look at like mathematically the ratio. Imagine there was more of them. And I was in Pakistan from 95 to 98, around that time, right? And I'm from the Punjab side, right? Lahore. So all they done was play video games because there's nothing else to do. You can't hit clubs, you can't. It's either that or cricket or snooker. They like snooker a lot. So the players that I saw there, the arcade time was the best time. But I was like, the passion, unprecedented, Mike. You are fighting a visa problem, and then like Arslan's story is phenomenal. It really is phenomenal. And his first 2 Evo wins, man, the guy's a genius. And one guy changed. He really is the Optimus Prime for Pakistan. He gets a lot of hate as well. Comes with the territory, baby. When you're number 1, everyone wants your spot.
Yeah. I think Arslan. I think at this point it would be wrong to say that he's not the greatest player of all time, because there was a time where I was like, Nee's still the greatest of all time. But I think now, given how much Arslan's won in Tekken 7 and he's won in 8 as well, I think people have to admit Pakistan's probably the top region, and then second would be Korea.
That debate, the greatest of all time, it's so subjective because you can have your personal favorite. Like, I really liked Rain. Not many people know of him, but he stopped playing, right? There was another law player called Nagunku, and there was a label long player called Tetsuo. These are my favorite players. So they stopped. They whooped Knee, but Knee kept going. So it's that debate. If you look at it from a football angle, my favorite player is Ronaldinho. He entertained for 2 years. He was unplayable, Mike. But people would turn around and say, no, Messi's the GOAT or Ronaldo's the GOAT. So it's how who defines the greatest of all time? Is it longevity? How long you play? Eventually you will win.
I think it's accolades. I think if you
accolades, right?
Yeah, if you've accumulated enough championships, like you would say Michael Schumacher's probably the greatest Formula 1 driver of all time, right? I guess now you say Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton now.
There you go. It's so subjective. So, okay, Arslan, if you look at it, right, when you are at the top for that long, and I'm going to say this now, I think the hunger goes.
Well,
he's
like
got a
McGregor.
Yeah, the hunger, like, Mike, when you reach a high of that magnitude, and the competition is crazy. AK beat him. The gap is closing. In this Tekken, anyone can win, is how I feel. Right? Like, Atif is phenomenal. But then Ulsan put a whooping on him. Did anyone see that? I didn't see that. So it's such a tricky one where if you put your time into becoming the 1%, it's really a toss of a coin, man. Is it first to 2? It's a toss of a coin. Everyone's strong in this game. I don't see many weaknesses in characters. So Arslan's taken a few defeats, But he's a champion. I think personally, he will take a hiatus, and then he will come back. You know, when people will say he's finished, whatever. Then because you see him tweet sometimes to my haters who said I'm finished. So he needs that fuel because, Mike, for us to win one Evo, like he's one of 5.
Yeah,
that's like Ronnie Coleman. Ronnie was 7-time Mr. Olympia, right? That's crazy. So Arslan knows something we don't, and it's good that Pakistanis have come into it. But what about players in Africa? What about players in India? There's so many more untapped resources. South America. So it's good to see World Tekken. But what about China? You know, I haven't tweeted in years.
Oh yeah, speak about that. What do you think about that whole situation? Because I made a video about it, and I think that what Bandai Namco did was wrong. I think what Tiger Uppercut did was wrong. But what do you think about it? Because some people have different opinions.
See, Mike, you think that would have been allowed at my event?
No, of course not. We wouldn't do something like that.
The fact that all right, okay, this is deep. Let's just look at this. If you had a son, you paid for your son to go to another tournament, fed him food, paid for his hotel, and he nearly got to the final, and they said, "No, because of where you're from, you're not coming in. You're not allowed." How do you think he feels?
Apparently, he cried. He cried about it.
You know, I messaged AK. I still talk to a lot of these Tekken players, and I said, "Take him to dinner, man." And I think he did. AK is a beautiful soul. So when he won at the event in Chicago.
Yeah, I don't remember what his name is, but I know what you're talking about.
Combo Breaker, AK, and he beat Arslan. That was a redemption story for him because, you know, he's tried a lot. But here's the thing, and I tweeted, and I don't tweet much. I don't like to go on social media much. But that felt so wrong because do you remember when Harada tweeted? Someone said, "How come you don't put Hitman in Tekken?" People don't remember this. He goes, "I won't put that character in there because how he's depicted Japanese people. They've got history, mad history."
Yeah.
And then what they do, they say, you know, let's take the style and let's put him on an African American because if you say anything, you'll be called a racist, BLM or whatever. That's the ultimate disrespect to Chinese people. That culture is so deep. Wing Chun is so deep. Just like, don't get me wrong, Leroy looks cool, but I want to see, if I go to an Indian restaurant, I want my chef to be Indian. That's just how I am. If I go to a Punjabi restaurant, I want authentic stuff, right? But I don't know what's going on here, Michael, man. I don't know. I was speaking to so many people. I'm like, why are they doing this?
Yeah.
And it's because of history. I don't let politics get in the way of a video game, man. Of a video game, you reap the benefits. This is why Namco can't support them. I won't support the DLC. You reap the. How many people have bought Tekken because of martial law or Lei Wulong over the years? I know I have because I see these icons. And you're really going to do that to them? You're going to reap the benefits of a martial arts game. And then you're going to turn around and say, oh, yeah, you're not allowed. Because if it's called a world tour, how comes they're not allowed? Rebrand the name. Call it a semi-world tour. Say, guys, you know, it's kind of a world tour. Kind of. You from here? You ain't coming in.
It's not just that. It's also Afghanistan and Venezuela that are banned as well. What do you think about people saying that?
Why Venezuela?
I don't actually know. I couldn't figure out why Venezuela was banned.
The Venezuelans, hey, papi, we cannot go play Tekken, man. I don't know. I want to go play Tekken. Hey, no, Harada said you cannot come, amigo. Sorry, man. That's gonna offend someone. Sorry, guys. I'm just being me. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm from the old school. I'm sorry.
No, you're not gonna offend anyone. You'll be all right. But what do you think about them having Chinese characters in the game and Russian characters? Do you think if they're going to ban Chinese and Russian players that they should also not allow Feng Wei, Xiao Yu, Law, Lei, Dragunov?
Oh my god, I forgot.
Dragunov as well. Dragunov's Russian.
Dragunov's Russian is crazy, right? It's crazy that you reap the benefits from this. Remove all those. If you go by that logic, you got to ban USA. Be consistent. But I'm going to say one thing, and I don't forget. I remember Namco done a girl-only event, a woman-only event.
Yeah.
How insulting is that? Are you trying to say women are mentally inferior at a video game? I don't forget, Namco. You guys done me dirty. They done a woman-only Tekken event. Oh, this is only for ladies. Hold on. This is not 100 meters, you know.
When was this? What Tekken was this? Was this 7 or Tag 2?
This was Tag 2.
Right.
This was Tag 2. And I remember I was fully involved with them, and I found that so odd. And I'm like, listen, Wing Chun was taught down to Nig Mu, a woman. Yeah, it comes from a woman. So we know as men we're physically superior to them, right? No feminist can tell me anything else. We just are, right? But you mean to tell me so their mind is inferior? Is that what you're trying to say, Namco? So Namco, they're the real misogynists, bruv. And you know these guys are also going to make another point. These so-called scholars, Spaghetti Rip or whoever, trying to be Muslim scholars. You play a video game with half the women with their titties and ass out. Is that not haram? You best stop playing. You watching that, but you watching it with your eyes on, with your glasses. Anyone who wears glasses, you cannot trust. If you can't look at someone in the eyes who has to wear glasses, cannot trust. Cannot trust. So
do you think it's haram to play Tekken?
It should be. If you look at Sharia-wise, of course. That is 100% haram, bro. If you look at Tekken in a Sharia law way, where these so-called scholars are trying to put Speedkicks down, stop playing Tekken. Look at some of the women wear. Lee Chao Lan has a sidestep grab, yeah, where he steps on your head. You know that grab?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? How many times have you seen that done to Nina or Ling Shayu or all the other female characters? Is that Islamic? These guys, bruv.
Is Islam that strict with what you're able to consume and what you're able to play?
Bro, if you look at Islamically, my dad looks like Hayachi. He would, you know that down forward one plus 4, that club that he charges up. If my dad saw half the stuff I done, bro, I'm finished. I'm finished. If he saw me play Tekken and what some of these women are wearing, the female characters, I'm finished. Because if you look at Islamically, it's haram. What Arslan uses Nina, what she's wearing, bro, it's haram. So, like I said, before you point the finger, I know I'm no saint. I have done some wild things, but I'm not on Twitter pointing people down, tearing them down every day. I don't live in that frequency. I'm trying to uplift my brothers. I'm trying to grow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know what? If I did come back and Hassan came to me, you know, this is the thing. Hassan, as a person, is a good guy, but he's very fake in front of when he in the Namco. He was very kind to me. He helped me when I needed him. Right? I cannot take that. Him and his brother. But you're selling your soul. And that's how I see it. And here's the thing. He got disrespected on such a level where Justin said to him, he wasn't commentating. I went on Twitter and he said, "You didn't pay for the event." The guy's commentating at your event. He goes, "You didn't pay to come in." You think if I done another Lionz Den, Hassan would have to pay? Never.
Wait,
because
what are you talking about? Justin Xavier?
Justin Xavier, he comes to him. Listen, man, we're going back. Okay, so all right, I don't know when this happened. Now I'm gonna bring this example back to how you're trying to belittle someone with the speed kick situation. Justin Xavier goes to Spaghetti Rip on Twitter. This is the organizer of that Birmingham event versus fight. He goes to him, "You didn't pay for your ticket. You're walking around like you paid for your ticket. Something wrong." That's the gist. He goes, "Oh, sorry, I didn't know I had to, this and that, but I'll pay." That you could have had that private chat. The guy's commentated at your event. I'm sure he's brought people to your event. But you see, when you don't like someone, you belittle them on the internet, and this is what what's the kid's name? Goes saying is done to Speedkicks. If you're from a place of love, bruv, don't do that. Hassan is not a bad bloke, but if I done Lionz Den again, if he came, you think I would do that to him? Never. Say, brother, come in. You're my guest. You don't. Someone who's helped you like that, even though he snaked me and backstabbed me, I forgive him. He probably did. Bro, I'll be honest. He probably thought Ozzy's gonna take the limelight. He wants to be the main man. You can see that the behavior, and it's okay. But Hassan, it's not real. And I told you that then. You know. So that's how I see it, man.
So you don't like if you were to meet these people again in person, it would be all blessed. It's just this is just
For
your
me,
opinion.
it's all blessed, man. I've left, but these are not my friends. So I'll treat them accordingly. They're not my friends. None of them are. You know why I like Jay? I know where I stand with him. I don't dislike him. Our energies are different. But the guy came to my event and he thought, he goes to me, oh, because of our history, I thought you weren't going to. I said, bro, where did I say? Anywhere, I don't want certain. I never said it. People make up nonsense. So I was like, come to me. He came to my event. I hugged him. I said, bro, if I do it again, calm down. I met him again. I can't remember, a couple of years ago. I said, bro, it's nothing personal, but I know where I stand with that person. But with these guys, they'll be so friendly to your face. As soon as you stop doing what you're doing, they're gone. They're the kind of people that like to jump on the next best thing, and it's a horrendous scene.
So if you came back, then you wouldn't integrate with the scene. You'd make your own thing.
I'll do my own thing. I would definitely not. I already did my own thing. Let's be honest, Mike. The mob came for me, right? But I've got nothing but love for the mob. But they knew when you're a threat, they will try to tear you down on the internet. They will make up lies. What's the famous saying? First they mock you, then they laugh at you, then they try to fight you, then you win. And that was my journey. You know? They couldn't take, yo, this guy's doing this. But if they knew what I was doing, it was from a place of love where I wanted to bring everyone together. I never once said you're not allowed to come in. Come in, man. So I had some of the biggest haters sitting on the front seat. Light work. It's okay. Doesn't matter. I don't take it personal. Nothing is personal.
No, I remember Lionz Den 3. It was big. There was a lot of people there.
3 was my favorite. 2, we didn't know what we was doing. But
2 was really good though, and like 2 was when Main Man was there as well, wasn't it?
Everyone was there too, and I think people were really excited that they felt something big was going to happen. And when they saw me with Harada, they've never seen Harada do acting.
Maybe I'm gonna take this call. Hello, Harada.
Hello, Ryan. This is Harada.
You have to do
Lionz Den 2. Okay? You got that?
And you know, this is what I loved. I wanted to make it about you, the person. I don't really care about the game. It's the person for me that makes it. And you know, I got JDCR to do acting. I've not seen Entertainment Factor again, you know? And Hassan was actually a big part of that because he liked my vision. And I said, bro, this is fun, bro. We're making it like boxing. And I give him that. I give one thing I give to Hassan. His hard work. And he's got to where he's got to because he's not done anything else. So he sees it. This is how he sees it. Is I've done all this. I'll make sure you ain't coming in to Sensei Salam and all these guys. And I'm like, but bro, he's a kid, man. He's a kid just like you. And it's just a game. And like, you want to be considered to be so important, talking nonsense over a video game? You weren't that good as a player yourself. So, bro, this world is a stage. It's nothing but a play. None of it is serious. We're all going to be dead one day. This world is a play. We live in these. We're eternal spirits having a temporary human experience. That's all it is, man. So, you know, and that's why I love your channel, Mike, because you're honest. Be honest. It's okay. Create a few enemies. It's okay. But if you're friendly with everyone, then you're not real.
Yeah, I'm definitely not friendly with everyone, as you've probably seen.
But that's why birds of a feather flock together.
I mean, we've been in personal situations together with other people where it could have gotten a bit sticky.
Yeah, but you know, here's the thing: you gotta be rogue. I think look at Conor McGregor and Khabib. They're both bipolar opposites, but they're very rogue in their ways, and that's why that was the greatest fight of all time. But you gotta be yourself, and you know what? I wonder how these guys sometimes sleep at night knowing they gave a fake representation of them, and then they have to take off that clown mask and be someone else. And that, for me, man, it gets tiring. Like, for how many, couple of thousand Twitter followers, who none of these guys are going to be at your funeral.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, you know, if you get into beef, how many of them are going to show up? Really?
Yeah.
Where's your Just Frames then? How many of them got bold? How many of them can you say, you know what? That's a soldier right there. But there's a few of them. You're one of them. There's a few of them. I met a few of them in Denmark. The Danish showed me a lot of love, and the Swedes. And I like Main Man. I like Arsenal. Man, shout out to Main Man, Arsenal. Like, so many people. They are genuine souls there. You know, they are really. I met some really beautiful souls too. You know, but unfortunately, the snakes run it now. You know.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
And before we close off and we speak in private, is there anything that you want to add?
No, man. I hope you're well. Hope your family's well. I love you, brother, and good to see your channel growing. Yeah. I watch it when I can. I'll be honest. I watch it when I can, and yeah, it's fun. This has been therapeutic for me.
You didn't go as hard as I thought you would.
Hey, you know what? You never know. I might come back just to annoy them. You know, I'm petty like that sometimes.
I need to come see you at your house.
Hey, listen, you know your family, man. Your family. So you asked me a few times to jump on. I said, "Oh, Mike, I'm busy right now." So this was an impulsive one, and I asked you, Mike, I'm ready to jump on. And you were like, "Let's do it."
Yeah. It was just random. It was because in half an hour I've got something going on. But I was like, you know what? Let's do this today, because we've been saying it for months.
We've been saying it for months, man. And hey, you're looking in great shape. Listen, you're gonna get hated on because, one, you're a good-looking guy, no homo. Two, you're good at every kind of video game. Like, I know we have a friend called Antonio. He thinks he can't beat him at FIFA. But I think if Michael really practiced, it would be interesting.
Antonio is good at no type of game. Do
your followers know how your knowledge for video games? Do they know that you've won tournaments at so many video fighting games? Your knowledge, your depth, that's why I put you on commentary, because you feel the passion. I'm knowledgeable on Tekken. I'll be honest, on Tekken. Most people don't know what they're talking about when it comes to Tekken. But when you're talking, you're coming from so many different angles, man. It's crazy when you give that Mortal Kombat 1, Street Fighter, Tekken. It's like, man, your opinion matters. It really matters, Michael, man. So keep doing what you're doing. Don't let negative energy tie you down. You're a free spirit. You're shining. You know, you're blessed. You're loved, and people are seeing that. And you uplift people, man. And this is why, people need to subscribe. And it's nice to see a real one do how you do, baby. You know what I'm saying?
I don't really talk about. I appreciate all of that, bro. But I don't really talk about.
I say it for you.
I don't usually ask people to subscribe, because I want people to subscribe if they enjoy it. You know, if I don't want to force people to do something they don't want to do, like donations and all that. And I also don't speak about all the other genres of games that I've done well at. I just mainly keep it to fighting games. So I don't think a lot of people know about the other games that I've played.
Phenomenal. If they see, it's having footage of that, but you're phenomenal at every game. Me being good at Tekken will not transpire to me being good at Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, right? It's a different dynamic of a game. But you have knowledge. You like when we play as friends, Street Fighter 4, Huss, he can't stand. He always talking about how Michael whooped his ass. Like, you hear about it. You always hear about it. Yeah. And but you know what? We gotta have a run back. My law is dangerous now, Mike. I have to be honest.
Yeah, do you know what? I told people on stream, you used to smack me around on Tekken. I've been biding my time and waiting. But wait until Marduk comes back. That's when there's going to be problems.
Yeah, okay, all right, Marduk. I remember we've had some very You know, Antonio, he loves trolling you. He's like, Michael cannot beat me. I can beat Michael at Tekken. I was like, bruv, let me tell you something. Mike is a Tekken god. Now, Antonio is good. This is a friend of mine, by the way. He's a very good friend of mine. But he's deficient in juggles. He's deficient in throw breaking, and he's deficient in character knowledge. However, Antonio's got good defense, which is shocking.
I've played Antonio at fighting games before. I'm not gonna waste my time. I'll play him at FIFA. I'll beat him at his own game.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, I'll come hit you up soon, Mike, man. Dinner real soon.
Yeah, definitely, man. Let me know. We'll go get some food.
Love, my brother.
All right,
Peace.
bro. I'll catch you in a bit, yeah?
All right, peace out, bro.
Safe, bro.